Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at the fretboard, the natural notes on the fretboards, and its relationship to the notes on the staff, and how to read the natural notes on the staff lines. Alright, so last time I believe we looked at the guitar fretboard of the entire natural notes, and as I've mentioned before, to try to memorize these fretboards, I know it's going to be difficult. It might take some time to really memorize all of them. But if you're playing along with it, if you've been practicing, then you might notice something, that when you play these natural notes, it actually sounds really good together. So as you're playing along, like the first string, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, they have a very nice sound to them, a very nice smooth tone to them. And it doesn't sound off, like if you were to play the ones in the middle that are not natural notes. Okay? And there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is because it goes together. These notes, these natural notes are there for a reason, because they go together. And that's also the reason why we have E, F, and B, C together. So when you see something like this, E, F, and B, C, those are called semitones. So semitones are half of a tone. But if you look at something like F and G, G and A and B, that's called a full tone. So that goes one tone, two tone, three tone. But then once you get to the B and C, that's semitone. So that's going to be B and C, so it doesn't skip a fret. And like I said, the reason for that is because it keeps the sound pure and natural, and that's why it's called the natural tones. So now that we have that out of the way, I have another cheat sheet that I've created. I'm going to try to do a split screen for you here. Okay, so hopefully I have the split screen ready for you here. So what we have here is, if you look at this relationship between the strings and the fretboard, you might notice that the sixth string only exists down here. And as you move up, that's the fifth string. Then you get the fourth string, and third, and second, and first. And if you keep going up and up, that's still going to be the first string. And in relations to the fretboard itself, you can see the color. I've color coded all of this. If you can get the split screen, you'll be able to see the color. Sixth string here, this is the sixth string. So this is all that's E, F, G, E, F, G. As you move to the fifth string, A, B, C, and so on and so forth. So you might be wondering, why is it read this way? And it's only using 3 frets, pretty much. The reason for that is because a lot of times when you're playing music, you could play just only these 3 frets. However, if you want to create even more complex music, or if you're reading music and it asks you to go beyond that, then you have to move along the fret. I mean, it could get a little complicated, so I understand that, so bear with me. Now, even though I've marked this as the 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st string, you don't necessarily have to play these on those strings. These notes don't always relate to the strings, because if you go beyond it, it changes. Just like, sort of like here. So if you're playing this note, the A note, it says 5th string, but you can play it on the 6th string. And that's because the A note here, it's the same as the A, the open string A of the 5th. And if you play the D on the 5th string, it's the same as the D on the 4th string. And if you play the G on the 5th fret on the 4th string, it's the same as the open string of the 3rd string, G. And this is the only odd one here, is the 4th fret of B is the same as the 2nd string open B. And the 2nd string E is the same as the open string E of the 1st string. Okay, so it kind of goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So any of these can be played on any of these other frets along the fretboards, except for the 1st string. So the 1st string is the only one that you're going to keep going up, and you can't play any other strings besides the 1st string. And that's where the issue comes in. And that's when you're forced to move your fingers down the fretboard. Let's say they require you to play a G all the way down here on the 1st string. Not this G note here, but the other G note that's going to be an octave higher than this G. And so you're going to have to reach over and play that G all the way down here. And then they want you to play a a C that's on the 5th string right here. Now you can't play this G here and this C here. Your fingers aren't long enough to reach both of these. So you have to find another C that's close to that G on the 1st string in order to play that C. See what I'm saying? So that's why you have to move down the fret as you're playing. If they require you to play certain high notes, but that's not the only reason. There are other reasons too. For example, if you need to play something that's closer together instead of being so far apart, but on a higher octave than what you see here, this is a lower octave on this side. Oh, let me explain that. An octave is when you go like A, B, C, D, F, G, and then you repeat again, A, B, C, D, F, G. So the A from the first A to the second A is called an octave, 1 octave. So if you go another A, B, C, D, F, G, then A again, then that's the 2nd octave. So it's an octave higher up. So the volume goes up, A keeps going higher and higher up as you reach the 1st octave, 2nd octave, 3rd octave. So at times they're going to ask you to play multiple notes at the same time. So let's say you have like 3 or 4 notes over here that condense into just one, and you have to play that all in one at one time. Now you can't like stretch your fingers to play every single note all at one time. So what you can do is move down the fret so that it becomes easier to play that particular note. And that's why you see guitar players moving their fingers over down the fret so they can easily reach those notes and those high notes and low notes all at the same time. And the reason why you can't reach those notes all at the same time is, as I mentioned before, like if you go down, this A is the same as the 5th string A. So if you keep that pattern and you keep going down the fretboard, you'll get the same kind of results. So this whole thing kind of moves down and down. So you're getting that note going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. However, it's not going to be exact, but it'll be close enough that you can get those notes together and play those notes. Now, my little cheat sheet, I've already shown you like the little ABCs down here inside the actual notes itself, so that should help you a little bit. I created another cheat sheet for you here that you can take a look and download. And once again, it's going to be in the description below. And I've moved from Dropbox files to Google Drives, so it should be easier for all of you to download. I think that's going to be it for today. I don't want to go too far. Once again, just download these cheat sheets that I've created for you and try to look through them and try to understand how it works and see if you can actually see the pattern that I'm pointing out here. Once you see that pattern, then you'll start to understand a little bit better. But for now, I think we're gonna stop right here. So please click on the like button, subscribe, click on the bell notification, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.